What is up, everybody? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and in a previous video about the return of Meliodas, I asked you wonderful ladies and gentlemen to type hashtag Supreme Hype in the comments if you wanted to see me make a video about the Demon King and the Supreme Deity. A ton of you responded, so thank you for that, and because of your requests, in this video I will be looking at everything we know so far about these two incredibly powerful creatures. I will also be talking about what dark secrets they might be hiding, and what role the Demon King and the Supreme Deity might still play in the story as the manga ramps up for what is likely the final epic showdown. Before we jump right into it, I want to give a quick thank you to Black Desert for sponsoring this video. Black Desert Online is an MMORPG that I've been playing for a few months, and I am very excited to announce that they are now introducing Shadow Arena, a new battle royale mode that pits up to 50 players against each other in an epic struggle to be the last man standing. Shadow Arena allows you to gather supplies, use your cunning and strategy, and destroy your enemies, and of course, being the last man standing means that you will be handsomely rewarded with points and with glory. Shadow Arena is a really cool concept. You start off as a black spirit and you have to possess the body of one of the playable characters in Black Desert, which makes the whole thing even more suspenseful and exciting right off the bat. This game is a blast to play with real-time, action-based combat, which includes fast-paced combos and diverse weapons and combat styles. I personally love the graphics and the music, and as a big fan of the fantasy genre, I thoroughly enjoy myself every time I play Black Desert. Be sure to click that link in the description and check it out for yourself. And of course, if you enjoy these videos, you want to see more videos like it, you can leave a like to let me know. And if you're new to AnimeUproar, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Needless to say, this video will look at all of the information we have so far about the Demon King and the Supreme Deity, and that means that manga spoilers will be coming, so you have been warned. Now, the Demon King and the Supreme Deity are thought to be two of the most powerful creatures in the entire 7 Deadly Sins series, and their power is said to be roughly on par with one another. The Demon King is of course the ruler of the Demon Clan, and the Supreme Deity is the ruler of the Goddess Clan, and not only are these two clans by far the strongest out of all the clans and races, but they have also been in a constant state of war with each other for thousands of years. It is important to note that the Demon King and the Supreme Deity are referred to as gods on multiple occasions in the story, so they are not just rulers in the sense that Arthur is the ruler of Camelot or King Bartra is the ruler of Leonis. The same goes for the Fairy King. Although the king of the Fairy Clan has certain special abilities, the Fairy King is not considered a god. He is a member of the Fairy Clan who was chosen by the sacred tree to become king, but he is not a divine being or deity. But with the Demon King and the Supreme Deity, their power appears to be on a whole other level than the other members of their clans. When we first see him speaking to the Demon King in Purgatory, the usually calm Meliodas appears to tremble. Although he tries to hide it, the one and only Meliodas seems to be legitimately intimidated by the Demon King. On top of that, the curses that the Demon King and the Supreme Deity placed on Elizabeth and Meliodas show that these two creatures have power over life and death. They are able to make Meliodas immortal and make Elizabeth keep reincarnating inside the body of a human. As far as we know, no one other than the Demon King and the Supreme Deity could have cast such a powerful curse, and they are the only ones who are able to remove such a powerful curse. The Demon King is the father of Meliodas and Zeldris, and he created the 10 Commandments by dividing his own power in half and granting 1/10 of that half to each of the commandments. This means that all 10 commandments put together will only measure up to half of the Demon King's power, and that is before the Demon King spends eons inside Purgatory, where the incredibly harsh conditions probably make his body even stronger, as was the case with Bond. The Demon King has a wide variety of incredibly powerful demonic abilities, including the Ruler, a magical power that lets him reverse all attacks used against him so that instead of hurting him, they actually make him stronger. He can also manipulate the elements, use curses, possess the bodies of others like he did with Meliodas' body after Meliodas absorbed the commandments, and so on. Although we do not know the Demon King's exact power level, judging from everything we've seen so far, I think that his power level has to be at least over 500,000 and maybe even as high as 1,000,000 or more. As the story has gone on, we've actually gotten to see quite a bit of the Demon King and his powers, and we've seen him in action multiple times, including in Purgatory and outside of Purgatory once he takes control of Meliodas' body. But compared to the Demon King, we've seen almost nothing from the Supreme Deity. We know that she is the ruler of the goddesses and the mother of the goddess Elizabeth. She has the power to bestow graces upon the archangels, to create nearly unbreakable curses such as the ones that were placed on Elizabeth and Meliodas, to control the elements, and to destroy entire cities. She apparently has immunity against all demonic curses, and in general the Supreme Deity's abilities are believed to have some form of advantage against the demon clan because light is thought to have an advantage over darkness. However, because we haven't seen the Supreme Deity in action, we don't know if this advantage would apply to the Demon King. And realistically, we can't say whether the Supreme Deity is stronger or weaker than the Demon King. We just know that their power is roughly comparable. Because we haven't seen very much of her, we don't have an exact power level for the Supreme Deity. All we know is that she is believed to be residing inside the celestial realm. However, we do know that despite their insane power and the fact that they are referred to as gods rather than just mere rulers, the Demon King and the Supreme Deity are not all powerful. They are clearly not omnipotent or omniscient. After all, they both wanted Merlin to come over to their side during the Holy War, and if they were all powerful on their own, they wouldn't need her. And the Demon King needed to use Hawk as a way to spy on Meliodas, which means that he cannot simply see and know everything he wants to know on his own. With that said, the Supreme Deity and the Demon King do appear to be practically immortal, or at the very least have an extremely long lifespan. And we know this because not only have they been alive for thousands of years, but when we take into consideration how differently time passes in Purgatory, we realize that the Demon King is still alive despite living in Purgatory for over 1.5 billion years in Purgatory time. At this point, we know a lot more about the Demon King than we did before, including his powers and abilities. And this is because the Demon King has been playing a major role in the story recently, but the same is not the case for the Supreme Deity. If you are interested in how strong the Demon King is right now, and if you want more information on all his various powers and abilities, check out this video called How Strong is the Demon King, made by my brother Gozen. I will link it in the description and at the end of this video. In terms of the Supreme Deity, she still hasn't played a major role in any of the arcs of the story. We only know about her from brief flashbacks, so we can't speak to all her powers and abilities or to exactly how strong she might be. But that very fact begs another important question. Does the fact that we still haven't seen much of the Supreme Deity, despite the fact that she seems to be such an important and powerful character, mean that she will indeed play a major role in the story sometime in the future? We just haven't gotten to that part yet. Will the 7 Deadly Sins be forced to challenge the Supreme Deity at some point? Either after they deal with the Demon King, or perhaps she will emerge during the fight with the Demon King and the Sins will have to take on both of them. In order to speculate about this particular question, we have to think about where the Demon King and the Supreme Deity fit into the story of the 7 Deadly Sins. Are these two something similar to the Olympian gods in Greek mythology? Deities who are extremely powerful but not omnipotent or omniscient, and deities who, just like humans, have many character flaws. And these flaws lead them to wage countless pointless holy wars. If the Demon King and the Supreme Deity are corrupt and flawed deities like many of the gods of ancient Greece, then it is possible that in the final showdown, Meliodas and Elizabeth will overthrow the Demon King and the Supreme Deity and take their places as the rulers of the Demon and the Goddess clan, which would allow them to finally end the pointless holy wars between the clans. In Greek mythology, we have the example of the Titans, deities who gave birth to the Olympian gods like Zeus, but were eventually overthrown by their own children, the gods of Olympus. If the 7 Deadly Sins story is following this pattern, then it would make sense for the daughter of the Supreme Deity and the son of the Demon King to overthrow their parents and establish a new order in the world. At this point, with everything we know about the Demon King, it doesn't seem like he will suddenly come to his senses and become a good guy, so the whole overthrowing scenario sounds pretty realistic. There is a dark truth that we have to keep in mind about the Demon King and the Supreme Deity. They have led their respective clans on a path of constant war, and they teach members of their clans from a young age that the other side is evil and deserves to be exterminated. Judging by everything they've done so far, these are not the type of rulers who can bring about a peaceful world, so replacing them with someone else like Meliodas and Elizabeth seems like the only feasible solution. Because Meliodas and Elizabeth are a couple and in love, If they became the new rulers of the goddess and demon clans, they would be able to lead by example and bring the two clans together. And while we know that the Demon King wants to bring about death and despair because he actually says so himself, and so we know he is not a good guy by any stretch of the imagination, we can't assume that the Supreme Deity is necessarily any better. Don't forget that members of the goddess clan like Mael are taught from childhood that demons are evil, impure creatures and that killing them is actually doing them a favor. According to most of the goddess clan, even demons who did nothing wrong and are good, kind, and caring individuals should be exterminated. And if anyone tries to help them, such as humans for example, then they should be exterminated as well. Jenna and Zaneri were forced to possess the bodies of humans and hide in order to escape the goddess clan, because their decision to stop supporting the Holy War made them traitors in the eyes of the goddesses. And of course we know that Elizabeth was cruelly and mercilessly cursed just because she dared to fall in love with a demon and tried to help some demons instead of destroying them all. So from what we know so far, both the Demon King and the Supreme Deity are obviously villains. They are powerful characters that need to be defeated in order for the story to progress and in order for the constant holy wars to finally come to an end. One big question that has always nagged at me is, where did the Demon King and the Supreme Deity come from? Who created them? Are they deities that always existed since the beginning of time, or did someone create them at some point? Were they actually weaker at one point and became stronger? Or were they born strong and were always destined to lead their respective clans? We don't have any clear answers to these origin questions, other than the fact that the Demon King presumably comes from the demon realm and the Supreme Deity presumably comes from the celestial realm. However, we know next to nothing about these two realms, so that doesn't give us much to go on. There are also a lot of theories about the true nature of the relationship between the Supreme Deity and the Demon King. Some think that they might be brother and sister, while others think that they are former lovers who became enemies. Potentially because the Demon King kept leaving the toilet seat up or something along those lines, but it just makes sense for him to leave it up since he has to raise it up and then put it back down again every time he needs to pee. The Supreme Deity should put it down when she needs to use it and then put it back up. The Demon King did nothing wrong. Anyway, as far as their origin story goes, the only real clue we have is the Mother of Chaos. If we go back to Greek mythology for a second, primordial deities are the first gods and goddesses born from the void of chaos. Chaos in this case means the void that existed before the physical world was created and took the shape that it has now. So in Greek mythology, the primordial deities came first, and then they gave birth to the Titans and other creatures, and the Titans gave birth to the gods of Olympus, and eventually the gods of Olympus overthrew the Titans. Darkness was born out of chaos, and light was then in turn born out of darkness. So in the case of Greek mythology, both darkness, associated with the demon clan, and light, associated with the goddess clan, are born out of chaos. Since according to Merlin, the Mother of Chaos has enough darkness that she is feared by the demons, while at the same time having enough light that she is revered by the goddesses. It is possible that the Mother of Chaos is actually the mother of the entire goddess and demon clans, including the Supreme Deity and the Demon King. Perhaps these two deities were born from the Mother of Chaos, but then overthrew her at some point like the Olympian gods did with the Titans in Greek mythology. And that would be why the Mother of Chaos is now essentially in hiding and cosplaying as the Boar Hat Bar. If the Mother of Chaos turns out to be that important to the story, then we may actually see her playing a key role in ultimately defeating the Demon King and the Supreme Deity, but we will have to wait and see. All in all, it seems clear to me that the Demon King and the Supreme Deity represent the dark past of the world of the 7 deadly sins. They teach hatred towards their enemies, they encourage war and bloodshed, and they treat their own children with cruelty and malice. The only way to bring peace back to the world of Britannia will be to either destroy or at least overthrow the Demon King and the Supreme Deity and replace them with more benevolent rulers such as Elizabeth and Meliodas. The epic battle against the Demon King is already underway in the manga, and we will have to wait and see how the Supreme Deity ends up playing into the story, but I am personally extremely excited to find out what happens next. Let me know what you guys think. What are the true origins of the Demon King and the Supreme Deity? And do you think that overthrowing them will be the only option, or do you see some other potential solution to the constant war and suffering? Also, do you think that the Demon King and the Supreme Deity have a relationship of any kind, or are they just completely separate rulers of completely separate clans? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, you can leave a like to let me know. And if you're new to AnimeUproar, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you feel that videos like this one provide value for you and you want to support more, you can check out our Patreon. We recently revamped the whole thing. A big thank you to all of the patrons supporting us right now, including our Pro Hero tier patrons, the one and only Gilgamesh and Keelan, and also our newest patron, Ace17FFDP. Even donating a single dollar will give you access to our special patron-only Discord, and you will see your name appear in our videos. So please, if you're interested, check us out, link in the description. Also, don't forget to check out our sponsor, Black Desert. A big thank you to them once again. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.